The entire internet is on fire tonight because DJ Akademiks just did the unthinkable. Out of nowhere, with zero warning, he dropped a secret audio recording that no one was ever supposed to hear. An audio clip of King Harris apologizing to 50 Cent behind the scenes after weeks of chaos, threats, embarrassment, and non-stop online war. And the moment this leaked, everything blew up. Because this wasn't just a simple "my bad" apology. This wasn't a PR statement. This wasn't a staged moment for clout. This was raw. This was desperate. This was King Harris caught in a moment of fear, panic, and realization that he went too far with the wrong person. And now he's trying to beg his way out of it. And the most shocking part? King didn't know he was being recorded. Akademiks revealed that someone close to the situation secretly captured King's trembling voice, whispering apologies, backtracking his threats, and blaming peer pressure, and even admitting that he was never supposed to disrespect 50 like that. You can hear the fear. You can hear the regret. You can hear the exact moment King realizes who he messed with. And now the world is asking the same question. Why was King Harris apologizing in private while keeping up his tough guy act online? Even crazier, parts of the audio have King admitting things about his father, T.I., about the beef, and about what really went down after the viral family incidents. This leak isn't just embarrassing. It could blow open the entire feud. Because whatever King said, 50 Cent has already heard it. And insiders say he is not letting this go. This is the kind of scandal that ends careers, destroys reputations, and flips narratives overnight. Long before DJ Akademiks pushed the internet into meltdown with that secret audio leak, the tension between King Harris and 50 Cent had already reached a boiling point that nobody could have predicted. What started as petty jabs, subtle shade, and online antics quickly mutinied into a full-blown generational war, one that dragged families, reputations, and entire fan bases into the fire. And yet, even as the beef escalated publicly, something entirely different was happening behind the scenes. Something King Harris never expected the world to hear. Because the truth is, King Harris had been spiraling for weeks. Behind the cameras, behind the Instagram stories, behind the fake bravado he tried so hard to maintain, acquaintances say the young star was under immense pressure. Living between the shadow of his father T.I.'s legendary status and the expectations of a growing audience that feeds off drama, King wanted to prove he was hard. He wanted to prove he wasn't scared of anyone. He wanted to show the world he could stand toe-to-toe with the biggest names in hip-hop culture. But the moment he set his sights on 50 Cent, the wrong enemy at the wrong time in the wrong way, everything began to crumble. 50 Cent isn't just a rapper. He isn't just a mogul. He's a man who built an empire out of pettiness, strategy, and revenge. And King Harris underestimated him completely. The public saw it all unravel. King throwing shots, posting slick comments, recording bold Instagram lives, even mocking 50 in ways that had fans screaming, "He doesn't know who he's messing with." But what the public didn't know was that privately, King was cracking. Insiders say King wasn't sleeping. He wasn't eating properly. He was constantly checking his phone, terrified of what 50 might post next. He allegedly called his friends multiple times in panic, saying, "What if he really comes for me? What if he exposes something? What if he comes after my dad?" The anxiety only grew when 50 Cent, the king of trolling, the master of humiliation, started hinting that he had files, messages, and things waiting in the vault. Nobody knew what he meant, but everyone understood the subtext. 50 Cent had something, and King Harris knew it. Meanwhile, T.I. was caught in the middle, trying to protect his son's image while simultaneously dealing with his own damaged public reputation. Behind closed doors, T.I. reportedly warned King multiple times to stop instigating the feud. But King, driven by ego, pride, and the need to prove himself, kept pushing. Then came the moment that changed everything. The viral video of King arguing with random people, running from hotel security, and getting into heated conflicts that only fueled the idea that he was spiraling out of control. 50 Cent reposted the clips with laughing emojis, capitalizing on King's chaos, calling him a spoiled child, and telling T.I. on to get his son. That's when King cracked. According to someone very close to the situation, King made a call. Late at night, voice shaking, heart pounding. Not to 50 Cent directly, but to someone he thought could act as a middleman, someone who could smooth things over before the feud escalated into something bigger. This is where the secret audio begins. King didn't know the call was being recorded. He didn't know the person he trusted would forward the file. He didn't know DJ Akademiks would be the one to expose the entire thing. But the backstory is even darker. People close to King say the situation behind the scenes was far more emotional than the public ever realized. His friends claim he felt isolated, misunderstood, trapped between wanting to be respected and being mocked constantly online. Every time 50 Cent posted something new, King allegedly spiraled deeper into fear. Not just embarrassment, but genuine fear of being ruined before his career even began. One source said King told them, "I don't want this to get ugly. I didn't mean for it to go that far." But by then, it already had, because 50 Cent wasn't backing down. And King's desperation wasn't enough to stop the momentum. So he did the one thing he swore he'd never do. He apologized. Not publicly, not in front of cameras, not in a press release, but privately, in a call that was supposed to stay buried forever. Or the apology wasn't confident. It wasn't proud. It was the voice of a young man terrified he had awakened a beast he couldn't control. A voice begging for the feud to end before it destroyed him. And now, thanks to DJ Akademiks, that apology is no longer whispered in the dark. It is global. It is trending. It is humiliating. Because in that leaked audio, King Harris doesn't sound tough. He doesn't sound bold. He doesn't sound undefeated. He sounds like someone who knows he made a mistake so big, so irreversible, that the only option left is to swallow his pride before 50 Cent destroys his entire lineage online. But here's where the first twist begins. The apology wasn't just an apology. There was more in that audio. Something King admitted, something he confessed, something nobody expected him to say out loud. And when Akademiks revealed that there is another section of the audio I haven't even played yet, the world realized this story is about to explode. The moment DJ Akademiks pressed play on that audio, the world expected to hear embarrassment, but not devastation. Not fear. Not the sound of King Harris breaking down behind the scenes while pretending to be fearless online. But that's exactly what the recording revealed. And it wasn't the apology itself that shocked everyone. It was the tone of the apology. Because King wasn't speaking like a rising rapper. He wasn't speaking like the son of T.I. He wasn't speaking like the kid who tried to fight grown men on Instagram Live. He sounded like someone who had lost the fight before it even started. The audio begins with King sighing. A long, shaky exhale that sets the tone immediately. You can hear him pacing, moving something on a table, maybe rubbing his face, and trying to gather the courage to say what he knows he must say. Then his voice cracks. Man, look, tell Fif I didn't mean all that shit, bro. I was tripping. It wasn't supposed to get like this. There's a pause, a heavy one. A pause where you can literally hear King swallow his pride. Then he continues, softer, more vulnerable. I got caught up in the moment. I was trying to impress people. I didn't think he'd take it serious. I ain't want no smoke for real. Those sentences alone sent the internet into meltdown. Because this wasn't just fear. It was admission. Admission that his online persona was fake. Admission that his bravado was an act. Admission that he never wanted real confrontation. But the audio only gets worse. At one point, King whispers, "Bro, don't let him post nothing else. I'm begging you. My pops already chewed me out. I don't need Fif clowning me again." That line went viral instantly. Not my pops already chewed me out. Millions of people replayed it. Memes were made within seconds. Comment sections flooded with, "So King broke and got grounded? This man apologized like he got caught sneaking out the house. He really scared of his dad and 50 Cent. Bro folded faster than a lawn chair." But then came the moment. The confession. The twist no one saw coming. King suddenly lowered his voice. The kind of whisper someone uses when they're scared of being overheard. So you can hear him pacing again. Then he says, "Man, just tell him I ain't mean none of that. I don't want him thinking I'm stupid or something. I respect him far. My dad told me, 50 got shot on everybody. He told me to chill before he pulls some files." Like, bro, I ain't trying to be that dude. The internet exploded. Soft, weak, exposed, humiliated. King Harris actually admitted on audio that T.I. told him 50 Cent has files. That one line destroyed the entire narrative King had tried to build, because it meant T.I. warned him directly. King still ignored it. 50 Cent does have dirt. Probably real dirt. King was terrified of something specific. Something he thought 50 could reveal. And if that wasn't enough to destroy the last shred of King's tough guy image, the next part of the audio was even worse. A quiet voice on the other end, the middleman, says, "So you want me to tell him you're sorry?" King responds instantly, "Yes, bro, tell him I'm sorry. Tell him whatever you gotta tell him. Just don't let him come for me. Don't let him post nothing. Don't let him drag my fam, please." The please hit fans like a punch to the throat, because you could hear the fear, the desperation, the regret. King Harris had officially folded behind the scenes. But then, the twist punches through the audio like a blade. King suddenly says, "And bro, don't tell nobody I said all this. You know how the internet is. If this got out, man, they'd clown me forever." That's the moment DJ Akademiks paused the audio during his live stream. He leaned toward the camera, smirked, and said, "Well, guess what happened? Social media went nuclear. Memes, reaction videos, shocked faces. The humiliation was global. But the twist doesn't stop there. But because Akademiks revealed that the audio he played wasn't even the full clip. There is another section. A secret part King had no idea would ever see the light of day. And the reason that hidden piece is so devastating is because it doesn't just expose King, it exposes T.I. as well. Akademiks teased it by saying, "Y'all, the craziest part of the audio ain't even King apologizing. It's what he said after. It's what he admitted about what T.I. told him to do. That part, bruh, that part gon' break the internet." People immediately began spamming the comments. "Play the rest." What did T.I. tell him? OMG, Akademiks is holding nuclear weapons. King folded and snitched? But here's the twist that takes everything to catastrophic levels. Akademiks said he's waiting for one more leak before he plays the rest of the audio. A second recording. A recording from the same night, same phone, same call. But from another person's perspective. No, someone else recorded the conversation too. Someone even closer to King. Someone who wasn't supposed to hear any of it. And this person didn't just record the apology. They recorded what King said after the apology, when he thought the call ended. But the phone was still live. Those words, according to Akademiks, change everything. Because whatever King said in that moment, it wasn't fear. It wasn't regret. It was something darker, something angrier, something that shows King Harris's apology was not as sincere as it sounded. And the moment that audio leaks, 50 Cent isn't just going to laugh, he's going to end him. The internet was already on fire from King's whispered apology, but nothing could have prepared the world for what came next. Because while everyone was clowning King for folding behind the scenes, while memes were flooding TikTok and Twitter was in full meltdown mode, DJ Akademiks dropped the hint that another recording existed. A second angle, a second perspective, a second betrayal. And this time, the audio wasn't from the middleman King trusted. It wasn't from an enemy. It wasn't from a random bystander. It was from someone in King's own circle. Someone who heard the original call in real time. Someone who stayed silent during the apology. Someone who knew exactly how damaging this would be, and recorded it anyway. And when this second clip leaked, the entire narrative changed overnight. Because the King Harris everyone heard in the first audio, scared, apologetic, desperate, soft-spoken, was not the same King Harris who spoke after he thought the call ended. The second recording begins with the middleman saying, "Aight, bro, I'll talk to Fifth, just chill." King responds, Yeah, good looking." Still sounding nervous, still pretending to be humble. You hear a click. The call seems to end. But it didn't. The phone was still connected. The mic was still hot. And King didn't know he was still being recorded. What he said next flipped the internet upside down. King immediately dropped the fake humility and snapped into full ego mode. "Man, I fuck that old dude. He really think I'm scared of him? Bro, I only apologized so he'd get off my D-cake. I ain't scared of nothing." The internet erupted. This wasn't just contradiction. This was disrespect. The kind 50 Cent thrives on destroying. And King continued, laughing now, mocking himself in a baby voice. "Tell him I'm sorry? Man, please, I had to make it sound good. That dude ain't gonna do nothing. He's washed." People couldn't believe it. This man apologized, then started talking trash again? He folded in 4K, then unfolded in 8K. OMG bro apologized and spun the block immediately. This is the dumbest thing King could have done. But the recording gets worse. Because one of King's friends, the one secretly recording, speaks up in the background. "Bro, why you frontin'? You were just crying 5 minutes ago." King snaps, "Man, shut up, that's between us. You don't know what the internet gon' do. I can't let nobody see me scared." Then King says the line that blew up every corner of social media. "I ain't scared of 50, I'm scared of my pops. He the one who gon' tear into my ikum if I look weak." And suddenly everything clicked. King wasn't apologizing as a man. He wasn't apologizing as a rapper. He wasn't apologizing because he felt guilty. He was apologizing because T.I. forced him to. Even Akademiks paused during his stream, stunned, and said, "Oh, so this is why King folded." It gets even darker. King continued ranting, still unaware the phone was recording. "My dad told me I embarrassed the family. Told me if I don't fix this SAT, he gon' drag me by my hair back to the house. So talking about I'm messing up the legacy. Man, effect all that. I'll say whatever to keep him off my back." That line wasn't just humiliating. It was career-destroying. Because fans immediately realized King Harris didn't apologize because he respected 50 Cent. He apologized because he was scared of punishment from his father, a grown man, terrified of his dad, crying in the audio, then faking toughness when the call ended. The internet had a field day. As he apologized to avoid a whooping? King still getting grounded? No way this man is grown and living like a 12-year-old. T.I. threatening him worse than 50 would. But the twist didn't stop there. The friend recording the audio, the person King trusted, the person sitting right next to him, wasn't just documenting the call. He was intentionally provoking him. You hear him say, "Yeah, keep talking. You should tell 50 that to his face." King snaps again. "I will. I ain't scared of that dude. I only apologized because my dad was breathing down my neck. Soon as this dies down, I'm back on his AE. Watch." The world lost its mind. Because now it wasn't just disrespect. It was stupidity. It was recklessness. It was arrogance. And worst of all, it was fuel. Fuel for 50 Cent's legendary trolling machine. Then the recording drops the nuclear bomb. King says, "Bro, my dad told me something about 50. Some dirt he got. something he ain't want to say out loud. And that's why I backed off. Pops was like, "You don't know what that man knows." That's when I knew I had to chill. Everyone froze. This was huge. This meant I know something about 50 Cent, something bad, something he warned King about privately, something King wasn't supposed to repeat, and King repeated it. On a recorded line, the friend gasps, "I got dirt on 50?" King realizes what he just said. You hear him inhale sharply. Then he mutters, "Bro, don't repeat that. Nook, if that gets out, it's a wrap." Too late. It was out. And 50 Cent? 50 saw it immediately. Within minutes, he posted a picture of himself laughing with the caption, "Oh nah, this lil boy done told on his daddy too? This getting good." The internet collapsed. King destroyed his own reputation. He exposed his fear. He exposed his father's secrets. He reignited the feud, and he handed 50 Cent nuclear ammunition. But the darkest twist? Akademiks ended his stream with one chilling sentence. "Y'all, there's a third audio clip, and trust me, when it drops, King might not be able to show his face again." The countdown begins. The moment the second audio leaked, exposing King Harris flipping from terrified to tough guy the second he thought the call ended, the entire internet detonated. What was once just messy family drama between T.Y.'s son and 50 Cent mutated overnight into a cultural event. Everyone, and I mean everyone, had something to say. Instagram? Finished. Twitter? In flames. TikTok? A non-stop parade of memes, reenactments, breakdowns, edits, and duets. YouTube? Flooded with King Harris folded videos. It wasn't just trending. It was #1 trending in multiple countries. The top comment on nearly every platform was the same. He apologized, then UN apologized in the same breath. This is next-level embarrassment. He folded, unfolded, then ironed himself out. Reaction videos were viral gold. Creators acted out the apology like a movie scene. King's whispering, King's voice cracking, King begging not to be dragged. Then instantly switching to the second audio where he mocked 50 Cent the moment he thought no one was listening. The duality had people in tears laughing, and the memes were even worse. King crying behind a door labeled private apology, then kicking it down saying, "I ain't scared of 50. Split-screen memes. How King talks to 50 behind the scenes versus online. King Harris, the only man to fold and unfold in the same recording. Then came the side-by-side audio comparisons. Influencers slowing down King's shaky breaths, zooming in on his tone change, pointing out how his voice drops a full octave when pretending to act tough. And TikTok detectives exposed everything. Listen to his breathing patterns. He's terrified. He only switched up when he felt safe. This is classic fake bravado syndrome. But the reaction from rappers? Oh, that is what made the internet scream. Boozy went live immediately, laughing so hard he could barely breathe. Not the boy apologizing in private and talking gangsta in public. Eat Lord have mercy, somebody get this child a PR team. Snoop Dogg reposted the meme of King saying, "Please don't clown me," with crying emojis and the caption, "This generation ain't built for beef, nephew." Young Thug's affiliate posted, "King gotta stay inside for 30 days after this." Charlemagne the God called it, "This is officially the most embarrassing L of 2026. But the reaction everyone was waiting for came from 50 Cent. And he did not disappoint. First, he posted the clip of King saying, "I only apologized so he'd get off my back," with the caption, "Lil dude, this ain't the apology you thought it was." Then he posted the second clip of King saying, "I ain't scared of him," with the caption, "Who said I was done?" Then came the nuclear post, a picture of T.I. with the words, "So what's these files you got on me? Ask your boy King why he's snitching." The internet collapsed. People were screaming, "T.I. definitely punching the air right now. King didn't just fold, he snitched on his own dad." This beef just went federal. But this wasn't just online chaos. The impact hit real industries. Multiple podcast hosts scheduled emergency interviews. Music labels distanced themselves. PR teams quietly advised artists to avoid mentioning King publicly. One insider even revealed, there are conversations about whether King needs to take a social media break. Yeah, this is damaging on a career level. But it wasn't just the industry reacting. It was King's own peers. Rappers his age mocked him. Bro apologized like he was asking to retake a test. He acted scared, then talked trash. That's crazy. He got the whole timeline looking at him sideways. Some of his own supposed friends started posting subliminal messages. Be careful who you talk around. Snakes in your circle be recording too. If you faking it, or the truth always leaks. Everyone knew they were talking about the betrayal in his circle, the friend who recorded him. But then things escalated even further when T.I. finally responded. He didn't mention 50. He didn't mention King. He didn't mention Akademiks. Now he posted one chilling line. Some lessons gotta be learned the hard way. People instantly interpreted it. He's talking about King. He's embarrassed. He's letting his son drown. He's mad King exposed him too. He's in damage control mode. Meanwhile, the friend who leaked the second audio posted a cryptic message. This ain't even the worst part. Y'all ain't heard everything he said. The internet panicked. People begged Akademiks to leak the rest. Fans started tagging 50 Cent nonstop. Commentators said this was one of the greatest internet moments in hip-hop history. But just when it looked like things couldn't get any crazier, a third recording started circulating in private group chats. This one wasn't just damaging. It wasn't just humiliating. It wasn't just King talking big or backing down. This recording allegedly captured King, threatening to expose someone admitting something illegal, dragging his own father, saying he had dirt on people claiming he could ruin everything if pushed. And the person holding this third audio clip? They reportedly sent a message to Akademiks saying, "I'll drop it if King keeps lying online. Don't test me." The internet froze. Because suddenly, King Harris wasn't just embarrassed. He wasn't just exposed. He wasn't just caught switching personas. He was in real danger. Career danger, legal danger, family danger, reputation danger. And the moment that third audio hits the public, this feud will enter a point of no return. The internet was still laughing, still stitching memes, still replaying King's shaky apology and his fake tough guy switch-up when everything went silent. A strange, eerie silence. Because out of nowhere, right when King tried to act unbothered on Instagram Live, smiling, or talking big, pretending nothing affected him, DJ Akademiks posted one sentence that froze the entire timeline. The third audio just hit my inbox. And in seconds, the vibes changed. This wasn't funny anymore. This wasn't petty trolling. This wasn't harmless embarrassment. This was dangerous. Akademiks didn't even wait. He went live immediately. 200,000 viewers joined in under 5 minutes. Comments flew faster than the stream could display them. Play it! Play it now! Drop the bomb! This is about to end, King Harris. Akademiks looked into the camera, smirked, and said, "Y'all, this one ain't about fear. This ain't about apologizing. This is about King showing his real self, the part he hides from everybody." Then he pressed play, and what came out of the speakers was nothing like the first two recordings. King's voice wasn't scared. It wasn't embarrassed. It wasn't fake tough guy. It was cold, calculated, almost resentful. Might you hear King mutter, thinking he's off the call, unaware someone is still recording? "Man, I'm tired of this shot. Everyone expect me to be perfect. Pop's trying to run my life. 50 trying to clown me. I'm done playing nice." He breathes hard, but not from fear, from anger. Then the friend whispers, "Bro, chill. You said you wasn't trying to escalate." King snaps. I said that so they'd stop messing with me, dumbass. You think I mean that apology? You think I'm scared of 50? Man, I got shittied on people too. People lost their minds because this was King threatening to go nuclear. He continues, Bro, if I really wanted to, I could ruin all this. My pops told me some crazy shit about these industry dudes. Stuff that'd end careers. Stuff that'd shut mouths real quick. The friend gets nervous. Why you saying all this? You know your pops don't want you talking like that. King laughs, a dark, cocky laugh no one had heard before. Man, fact what he want. And he ain't perfect either. Y'all think he never slipped? Bro, my dad cleaned up so much ashty behind the scenes you wouldn't believe it. The internet paused. Did King just indirectly snitch on his father? Again? But it gets worse. Much worse. King then says, If 50 keep playing with me, I'll make calls too. He ain't the only one with files. I know people who know people. You think I don't got dirt? And you think I don't know things? The friend tries to calm him down. King, stop. But King isn't listening anymore. He's spiraling, fast. He says, The world gon' see. I ain't no kid. I ain't scared. If I go down, a lot of people going down with me. The tone, that threatening, reckless tone, terrified viewers. Because this wasn't King being scared. This was King being dangerous. Akademiks paused the recording, eyes wide. Y'all hear this? He sound like he ready to go scorched earth. The internet exploded. OMG, this is bad. He's threatening to expose industry secrets? He dragged T.I.'s name again. This ain't funny anymore, he's actually unstable. Bro wants to start World War III. But the final minute of the recording? That's what took the story to catastrophic levels. King's voice lowers, almost into a whisper. Not scared, not angry, just honest. He says, You know what? They don't even respect me for real. Not my pops, not the internet, not these rappers, nobody. I'm only the joke in the room. Even when I'm right, they laugh. Even when I speak, they clown me. The friend tries to respond but King interrupts. I'm done being the punchline. I swear to God, a next person who tries me, I'm exposing everything. I don't care who gets burned. The audio ends with a chilling final line. Watch what I do next. When Akademiks played that ending, you know if the comment section erupted. What does that mean? Is he threatening the industry? Is King about to blackmail people? This is spiraling way out of control. Celebrities reacted instantly. Meek Mill tweeted, That boy needs guidance before he ruins himself. Rick Ross posted laughing emojis with, He talking like a villain now. The Shade Room reposted the audio with the caption, This is no longer just beef. But the most terrifying reaction came from 50 Cent, and he posted a black and white photo of King with one caption, Say less. No jokes, no emojis, no trolling, just 2 words. And the internet knew. 50 Cent was done playing. King Harris didn't just embarrass himself. He ignited a war between himself, his father, and one of the most ruthless, unforgiving figures in hip-hop. And now? Nobody knows what 50 will do next. What King will say next. Or what T.I. is hiding that King accidentally put on the table. But one thing is certain. This feud has crossed a line it can never return from. And now, after hearing all 3 recordings, after watching King Harris fold, unfold, threaten the entire industry, snitch on himself and his father, and accidentally ignite a war with one of the most ruthless men in hip-hop, one thing is clear. This story is far from over. Because King didn't just embarrass himself. He exposed alliances, secrets, power plays, and hidden tensions that were never supposed to come to the surface. He put his family at risk. He poked a giant, and he triggered the quiet anger of 50 Cent. The same 50 Cent who has ended careers with a single Instagram post. Now everyone is waiting, holding their breath, because 50 hasn't fully responded yet. And when he does, King might not recover. T.I. might not recover. This feud could explode into something we've never seen before. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think King Harris went too far in that final recording? Should 50 Cent respond? Or let King drown in his own mistakes? And what do you think T.I. will do now that his own son exposed private industry dirt? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. I want to know exactly whose side you're on, who crossed the line, and who you think is about to make the next move. If you're still here, and I know you are, and because nobody can look away from a meltdown this massive, hit that like button so more people see the full truth unfolding. Make sure you subscribe because the next leak could drop any minute, and I will break it down the second it hits the timeline. Turn on all notifications because this story is changing by the hour, and the moment 50 Cent releases his next post, the internet is going to explode again. Stay locked in, stay watching, because whatever happens next is going to break the culture.